cranes everywhere, lots of construction, and yet construction companies struggling to find workers. Betsy Bailey, great to have you with us today. What's the challenge for employers in your industry?
Well, Anita, the challenge is huge. We are having a tough time finding workers. Right now, over 90% of our construction companies tell us they can't find enough people to work for them. A lot of that is attributed to the fact that unemployment is low right now. The unemployment rate is low. There are a lot of job possibilities out there, and it's difficult for us to recruit into an industry where that's really heavily male-dominated right now.
So we've got a lot of people moving to North Carolina, which means that we've got to build buildings for them to live, to work, to play. If the challenge is that we don't have enough of our traditional labor pool available to us, then really the only solution is to expand that labor pool.
That's right.
So if not men, that means women.
Women.
Talk to me about the future of women in construction.
Well, we hope that future will be bright. We have certainly started focusing on that. We have actually, Carolina's Associated General Contractors has actually partnered with the North Carolina Community College system to create a construction careers branding campaign. And part of that branding campaign will focus on recruiting more women into our industry. But women need to see themselves in our industry, and right now they don't. So it's hard to see yourself in a position when there's no role model there. So we've almost got to create that picture for them.
So how does the branding campaign do that?
So we have started creating images of women in traditional male jobs, like driving a forklift, or putting up drywall, or reading blueprints. Anything like that, where typically you might see a picture of a man doing that, we're actually inserting females into those positions.
Very interesting. And who are you targeting with this branding campaign?
So we are targeting students, young women, minorities, adults. I mean, quite honestly, it's not just women. We are targeting all demographic groups that are underrepresented in the construction industry.
And what age range do you start? Lots of conversations these days about when young people start to make decisions about what career pathways are available to them.
We should be starting in middle school. I can tell you we are way behind there, but that's when students start sort of deciding what career path they might take, or at least what interests them. So we've got to be in the middle schools as well as the high schools. We know that. One other initiative that we have going besides the branding campaign is we have mobilized about 100 ambassadors that work in our construction companies. And these ambassadors range in age, but most of them are younger, and about half of them are women. So they will be going out, they will be our outreach into the middle schools and high schools to tell students about the exciting careers in construction. And the young women will be able to see themselves in these role models that'll be part of this ambassadors program.
And is that a statewide program?
That is a statewide program. Actually, it extends into South Carolina as well.
Oh, interesting, because they're facing the same challenge.
Well, the challenge is nationwide. The challenge is the result of a recession that we had where the construction industry was hit particularly hard. We have an aging workforce, and then we know that we have an image problem. These are, can sometimes be very, very challenging jobs, and there's an image that, that it's not rewarding enough, or, that it's hard. And we want to change that image to say there's a ton of exciting possibilities in construction for everyone. It's a great paying job. We pay very well. It's an upwardly mobile job. It's also a job that you're not going to do the same thing every day. You're going to do something different.
Which many young people are looking for.
Right, and it's impactful, which is another thing that young women and really anyone young is looking for is something that makes a difference. So if you're part of you know, if part of your job is working on this, building the school in your community, how much more impactful can you be?
It's very cool to drive by every day and go, I had a hand in
Exactly.
that. So I want to go back to something else you mentioned.
Sure.
This branding campaign, you're partnering with the North Carolina Community College system.
Yes, yes.
Now, there may be some people who are scratching their heads and going, well, what do community colleges have to do with construction jobs? Because don't you just graduate from high school and go work for a construction company? So talk to us a little bit about the kinds of skills that people need and why community colleges are important partners.
Well, community colleges provide a lot of the construction trades training that we need, and really that's the area where we have the challenge. It's in the trades. I mean, we have job opportunities throughout the industry, but the trades are where we are really challenged.
And say what you mean by the trades for
yes.
those of us who do not speak construction.
Right, and I thought you might ask me that. So that's carpentry, that's plumbing, that's electrical, mechanical, any of those things that are part of a building or even a highway. That is a trade. And so the community college systems offer those training programs. You can either get an associate's degree there, or you can just get an industry certification that allows you to practice in that trade. And so that's why they are an extremely important partner of ours, because we hope that in high school that students will be exposed to some of the great programs that are going on at the community college system. They'll go there, get a little bit of training, and then they'll be ready to go out in the field or into any kind of, construction position that, requires that kind of certification. But we also do a lot of training ourselves. And so there's a lot of on-the-job training. A lot of our companies do that as well. Or they'll possibly send you back to school.
And is this through apprenticeships? Can you say a little bit about how that works?
So there are pre-apprenticeships for students that are 16 and up, and they are not allowed to do as much as, say, apprentices might be able to do. But yes, apprenticeships are a wonderful program that's offered, again, through the North Carolina Community College system. A lot of our companies offer that, where they can work but also be getting educated, at the same time getting an industry certification or getting a career. And so they're able to do that because they're getting a paycheck.
So in these programs, the companies are picking up the cost of tuition while the students are working?
So sometimes if they're not in a registered apprenticeship program, then yes, sometimes they might do that. But in a registered apprenticeship program, actually, I believe the Department of Labor is helping to contribute to that as well. It's an on-the-job training program.
A young person watching this program who goes, gee, I didn't know about that. How do they go about following up on this kind of opportunity?
So they can certainly talk to their career and technical education teachers in high school. I would also encourage them to reach out to industry groups like ours, Carolinas Associated General Contractors, and there are a number of other organizations, the apprenticeship program within the community college system. Lots of resources to help them navigate what that career path could look like, and also how they can get into a career quickly and start making money. And not have that school debt, that you might carry if you were getting a 4-year degree.
Betsy, what have I not asked you that you really want to make sure people understand?
Oh, I would say that that the construction industry is a wonderful career. It's something that I don't think that people really realize the various career paths that you can take. If you like to work with your hands, that's great. That's wonderful to have you in the construction industry. If you like being outdoors, you'll love a career in the construction industry. But if you like to be a project manager, if you have great organizational skills, or you've got great attention to detail, or maybe you're great with numbers and you can be an estimator. There's something for everyone in the construction industry, I feel like, and you can find your place there. We've just got to do a better job of telling that story.